What's up, guys? Mike with Bass Roots here. We got a little homegrown idea that I've been using for a couple years now. We promised it to you. Here it is. We're gonna talk about the Wacky rig today and how I rig it up. You know, everybody sells those little O-rings that you slip over the worm. You hook your hook to it, and your hook is basically on the O-ring, and you're pulling on the O-ring the entire time. No good. Cut your worm right in half after a couple casts, definitely after getting a fish. I've come up with an idea, and you know, I may have invented it, I don't know, I may have seen it somewhere, I can't tell you. So if somebody's out there has done it too, then you know, don't be offended. But what I do is I have a little shrink tube. Now these come longer like this, and I just cut them into little sections. Just cut them into little sections. Slide it over your stick worm. Now I always use a stick worm like this. You can use trick worms, ribbon tail worms if you wacky rig those. I mean, however you want to do it. It doesn't matter. You can shrink it to fit whatever size worm you want. You can buy different sizes of these. You can buy big ones. You can buy really small ones. You can shrink it to whatever worm you want. Even if your worm tapers and it starts fatter over here and gets skinnier, you can shrink one side and leave the other side bigger. However you want to do it, it can adapt to whatever worm you want to use. Take the old wacky hook, get you about halfway in between where you got some good action there. Take a wacky hook, straight through that joker. Straight through the worm, straight out the other side. Of your shrink tube. Just like that. Now when you're casting, that cast and that fish when you hook up is pulling against that shrink tube. It's pretty thick stuff, so it's pulling against that, not your worm. You're not pulling against an O-ring that's going to split your worm in half. Just put your weedless on there and you're ready to roll. And I promise you, promise, Mike the Bass Reaper, guarantee, that joker is going to catch you more than one or two fish, like the old O-ring trick. That worm right there is going to last you several casts and possibly several fish. At least a couple fish. I guarantee. Alright, Mike the Bass Reaper here with Bass Roots Fishing. Check us out. We're new, we're getting started. We're going to have a few tricks, reviews, fishing videos. Check out Mike the Bass Reaper on Instagram. Check out some of my buddies, Tim Stone King on Instagram. Chatterbait Topher, Big Crispy. Check us out. Later.